Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So I just want to start off by saying apologies that I have been away for quite a few days. I think it's been like between 5 and 7 days. So I do apologize. I just really needed some time off, and then just life has been crazy. I just needed some time. So I'm back. I have a long list of things I want to get out, but like I said, I've just been not into it. So I just took my time that I needed, but I'm back. So I want to talk about the new releases I've warmed. I tested like a cube here in my office of each of them, just because these are very fall. The fall winter catalog launches in like 2 or 3 days. But it is still fairly warm here. So even though I'm in this cozy sweater, because we have our air on, it's been like, when I started warming these, it was like in the mid 90s. It was very, very warm. It has since cooled off, but it's kind of in that weird, like, the mornings are kind of cool, but then it's still really hot in the daytime. So I tested these just in my office and just like a cube of each because of that situation. Once it starts to really cool off though, like not probably like 60s maybe, I don't know. I'll probably start doing these actually in the open concept, but I wanted to give you my first impressions. Also, I realized that I never did a scent of the month video for the August scent of the month Glacier Water. I think that was a combination of like everything going on that I was trying to prep for, like getting my fall winter mail outs going. Also we have all the new releases. There was no warmer of the month for August, so we just got the scents. So like I think the combination of everything, I just totally like spaced it off. And then I was going through like my list of videos I wanted to film, and I was like, I never talked about the scent of the month. So I'm just gonna wrote this in this video because all these launch August 1st. So the rest of the scents will be full catalog. This is the scent of the month for August, and it's Glacier Water. So the notes of this are Glacier Water, bright bergamot, aquatic, lavender, and driftwood. And like this blue scent. I feel like when I smell it on cold, it's such a unique, it's such a unique fragrance. Like I kind of get the bergamot and driftwood, kind of like it's a little bit, reminds me of maybe like slightly cologne, but it's really, I don't want to say light as in like synthro light, but it's not intense in any kind of way. But then also, I don't see this in the notes, but they didn't give us like the full breakdown this month because we didn't get flyers or anything. I kind of get like a iciness of some sort. Like there's a coolness, and I don't know, is that supposed to be the glacier water? I don't know what that term really means. But also it says lavender, and I really don't get lavender in this scent. I will say when it warms, I felt like that icy like coolness. It's not peppermint, but that really came out when it was warming, I felt like. I really enjoyed it. It does kind of, because it has that like coolness, remind me of more of like a winter scent, but I don't know, I need to play around with this one. It's definitely reminded me of scents that are like Arctic Chaos, Luna, not in scent wise, but like you read the notes and you're like, I have no idea what that means. You have to like actually smell it. So if you didn't get a sample of this, ask your consultant for a sample. The sample cups were in the whiff box. Maybe your consultant sent you happy mail, things like that. So maybe you've already smelled it. I feel like it's definitely when you have to smell to truly understand what's going on, because the notes compared to what I'm getting is totally different. Also, like I really don't get lavender, and I feel like lavender could definitely sway people. It's pretty nice. Let me smell the bottom without spilling everything. The bottom is definitely unique. Whatever's on the bottom, I feel like it's the, I don't know. It kind of smells almost fruity, like, but not. I didn't get any of what's on the bottom when it was warming. I really just got mostly what I smell on the top, which is mostly those woods, like the bergamot, the driftwood, and whatever that like icy coolness is, which maybe they're calling Glacier Water, which is the scent name. So definitely try this. I mean, I sent out some samples in my Happy Meal, like I said, and there was a sample cup in the whiff box. So if you got either of those, you probably have an idea whether you like it or not. So next, I'm going to talk about the fall winter 2022 new releases. I'm going to kind of go like starting with the stack that I wasn't a fan of, and then go into like as we progress, I liked them more essentially. I feel like these on Cold Sniff were extremely different than warming. The first time smelling these, I did a video with Corey. I just feel like when I warmed them, I was really getting different things and I had really different opinions and I smelled them on cold. But I do have to say my least favorite for sure is White Amber and Silk. So this is Warm Amber, Bergamot, and Comforting Cotton. I put 2 cubes. I did it in my bedroom because I was like, oh, this is kind of like a nice cotton scent. As it was going, it just reminded me of like, it's so reminiscent of something I've smelled before, but it was so intense and the smell was like really putting me honestly in a bad mood. Like whatever it was reminding me of was making me very unhappy. Like I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it just kept getting whiffs of it and it was like before bed. And I was like, it's driving me nuts because I'm not like, oh, this smells like something I remember from my past and I'm loving it. It was like the complete opposite. I was like, this is definitely reminiscent of something and I know I've smelled something with this exact scent before. And it was like putting a bad taste in my mouth. I hope that makes sense. It's very, the funny thing is, like, this is for the fall winter catalog, but it kind of reminds me of like a beachy, like sunscreen type of feeling with cotton. Like to me, it's very, very bright. Like this kind of, I just don't remember what it exactly reminds me of, but it kind of reminds me of maybe like when I worked my summer job or like something around that, like fresh towels. Maybe we were like swimming, like something along those lines. It just really reminds me of something summery and like a beach towel, which is really funny because it's in the fall winter catalog. But also like it really smells like laundry to me. Like I really get the cotton. It doesn't smell like White Amber and Teak, even though they're right next to each other in the catalog and kind of have the same like base of the White Amber and whatever. They're totally different to me. So this unfortunately is a definite no. Don't know what to do with these last 6 cubes. They're probably gonna have to go in the bathroom warmer where like the rejects go, because I just can't with that one. And maybe like things will change as it sits, but as of right now, it was like the only one that I had to shut the warmers off and was like, I really cannot do this. I was like, I can't sleep with this going. Like I will either not sleep or it's just not, like it wasn't making me feel good. So not like physically unwell, but like just mentally, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not happy about it. Okay. Next, we have Black Currant and Plum. So this one's dark plum, wild black currant, and apple. And this one is very, like, I feel like I walk into other people's houses during the fall and this is what it smells like, kind of. Like, it's a little bit like spiced apple, like spiced berry in a way or something. I think the thing that throws me off is I get like a reminiscent of like a floral or something. I don't know that it is a floral, maybe it's just the like currant, but something is super, super bright with like the dark berries and spiced apples, and maybe it is the currant, but it comes like the first thing that I initially thought of was floral. It may not be actual floral, maybe it is just the currant, but that's the first thing I thought of. So it wasn't like my favorite. However, This is probably a really, really good transition from summer to fall because you have that brightness of kind of like summery scents. And then you do have that like a little bit deeper spiced berry, spiced apple. But I think just the combination of the two, and probably when I warmed it, it was just like throwing me off. I was like, is this summer? Is this fall? It's honestly just like kind of a good combination of the two, but I feel like when I warmed it, I wasn't loving it because I was thinking floral. So, but like I said, I feel like this is a scent that I would walk into someone's house in the fall and smell and be like, oh wow, it's like you're getting ready for fall in here. Kind of. The next is Perfect Day. And this one is Autumn Pear Spice Syrup and Bourbon. This one really reminded me of Autumn Road Trip, kind of. Like it's kind of, I know Autumn Road Trip has pear, but Autumn Road Trip has that like woodsy, like some other quality that makes it literally feel like you're going on an autumn road trip. This was just like the pear. I didn't love it. I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. But I just remember thinking as I was going, I was like, this really reminds me of Autumn Road Trip. In certain aspects, obviously, because I love Autumn Road Trip. This is not like a love like that is, but I think because that one has those extra elements, if you like Autumn Road Trip, but you feel like it's too intense or like the woods part of it is too much, this is like that without all those extras. It's pretty much just the pear to me. And I feel like all these did really well on warm. Like they really filled the office here with 1 cube, which is amazing. I tested a lot of them in this 40-watt warmer right here, if you can see it. So yeah, it was a 40-watt, but I also only did 1 cube in this like regular size room. So take that however you will. Obviously, as I warm through these throughout the season, I will talk about them in my what I've been warming videos. Next is Huckleberry Hideaway. This is Fresh Pick Huckleberry Mountain Violet Crisp White Woods. This one was like a definite no. This one, I know I said the black currant and plum was like the fall and the floral. This one was like kind of along the same lines, but essentially only floral. Like it really was not, it's in the woodsy category, but I really get a lot of the floral. And maybe it's the combination of huckleberry and violet. Violet's like really not my thing. Most things that have violet, I'm not a fan of. But it was not, it's a definite no. I definitely like the black currant and plum way more than this one. If I have to pick like my 2 least favorite, it'd probably be this and the white amber and silk. Like I probably warm the Perfect Day over this. It's just, the combination is not appealing to me. I feel like someone, it's not like it's bad that the scent is like rancid. Someone will probably love this. It's just not what I want. I don't know. It's just such an interesting combination. I feel like they definitely stepped outside the regular Scentsy box with these scents, which is great. But part of me, like that one is like, it's so complex that I don't love it. Like there's just, it's not what I would mix together for a perfect fall scent. Like I'm real simple. Put like Bright Side of Life, apples, pumpkins, and some like wood notes. Yum. Like, I'm a simple gal. That one's just not, if you like don't maybe love fall, that one would probably be a good one because I mostly got floral, to be honest. Okay, Sips of Cider. This one is kind of like right in the middle for me. I don't love it. I don't hate it. The notes are blood orange, sparkling ginger, and cinnamon stick. Those notes scare the absolute crap out of me, and this scent on cold scares the absolute crap out of me. It is like so intense. It is so intense. Warming though, like I said, I only did 1 cube because this was one of the first ones I did and I was nervous as heck to warm this because I thought in the clam it smells like kind of reminiscent of clove and cinnamon, or it's just like all up in your nose spices. Like it's so intense. But then it also has that orange and ginger. But honestly, it was way, way better than just smelling it on cold in the clam. And I think something that this scent would have going for it is it would very easily mix with like any kind of bakery, like baked apple pie, sugar cookie, vanilla bean buttercream, almond croissant, maybe even like a cinnamon buttercream. I feel like it would mix so easily with one of those, and you could manipulate it to make it even more like bakery cider. I feel like that's its one plus. And it was a lot less intense when it was in the warmer. So I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Is it like my favorite from this group? No. But smelling it in the clam and then actually smelling it going in the room was like two whole different experiences. So, and then this one's also kind of like right in that middle line is the falling apples. So this is crisp apple, acorn, and oak, which is kind of similar to the notes on like apple and cinnamon sticks a little bit. But I felt like this one actually really reminded me of the spiced apple chestnut from the Scents of the Season collection last winter. I actually pulled it out to compare the two. And while they're similar, I realized this one definitely smells more woody, and that one, because it has the chestnut, smells a little bit more like bakery-esque. But once again, this is one you could easily combine with some sort of like bakery or something, and it would make it totally different. It really is just like woodsy and apples. It does smell pretty nice. I felt like in cold sniff, I kind of got like a tree, like walking down the tree lane almost type of feeling. Like the whole apple, or like the whole apple orchard. But I feel like now I get more like woodsiness and apples. Like it was a really good combination. Once again, is it the first one I'm going to pick from this group? Probably not, but I did really like it. I'm excited to see what it does in my open concept, because I feel like it could shift a little bit in a bigger space. I feel like different scent notes come out because it's not as intense as smaller rooms. So we will see. Okay, my top 4 from probably like least to most favorite, I guess. In 4th place, we have Velvet Moon. This one is vanilla flower, white musk, and foggy mist. I enjoyed this one. I tested it here in my office, and I'd really like to test it in my bedroom because I feel like it might do better there. This is definitely like a vanilla with a floral, and the musk, they're dead on. Like there's definitely something going on. It's not just floral and vanilla. Also, it's not bakery vanilla. It's just like vanilla, like simply vanilla, like things that are vanilla, regular, not bakery vanilla. I hope that makes sense. Just adds a little like, not sweetness, but kind of, I hope you know what I'm saying. You know the way simply vanilla smells like vanilla, but it's not bakery. This one is nice. I feel like the only hesitation why this isn't higher on my list is because there's almost something that like leans a little bit powdery or like sour in a way. I don't know if it's like the musk. Maybe it's giving it that twist of like something extra, but I feel like it is a very fine line on being like sickeningly, like it's right on the edge of making me sick versus really loving it. Like it's not like an absolute fave, but it's really, really nice. But I feel like depending on what whiff I get, maybe I'm like, ooh, was that like, did I not like that? But I also really do. I know some scents are like that for people. Like I feel like a lot of us were like that on Love and Happiness. We were like, oh wait, do we like that? And then we smell again, we're like, wait, I don't like that. And then we smell again, and then we're like, but it's kind of nice. But do I like it? Like you kind of go back and forth, you know? Like this one I think I really like, but there's those couple whiffs I get that I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same scent? Like it's just very interesting. but I do feel like it's a scent that we definitely have never experienced before. So I'm excited to see how it does in the bedroom compared to here in the office, because I do feel like where you warm scents makes a difference. It's just so unique. It's kind of like a really pretty vanilla, like not laundry, like the sheet you put it in with your dryer, like a dryer sheet. It's kind of like a really pretty vanilla scented one of those. Like you have a little bit of the floral. It's nice and like vanilla, but it's not like laundry smelling. It's just like making everything smell really nice. I'm really curious to continue to warm that one. And because it's like on the lighter end, like it's not a heavy scent like some of these, I feel like you could do it now. You could do it like deep into winter. The fall time, it might be a nice mix between like those really heavy bakery and spice scents. So I feel like it was a nice, interesting one to throw in the mix. This one really surprised me. It's Blackberry Spice. So this is blackberry, cedarwood, and clove. I feel like on cold, I get a lot of berry and a lot of spices. But actually going in the room, it was a lot better. They mixed together really well. This is definitely one of those like heavy spiced scents, but it does kind of just remind you of that like quintessential fall type of feeling. So I actually liked that one a lot better on warm than I did on cold. Okay, the top two, which I totally felt like were gonna be my top two. I think they're in this order, but they're like really close. I really do enjoy both of them. The first one is Frosted Vanilla. This one is Sweet Vanilla Bean, Birch Bark, and Frosty Air. I feel like some people aren't liking this because there is the vanilla and like the frosty air. It's kind of like a coolness, but there is another note, which they're saying is this birch bark. But there's definitely like a twist. Like there's a completely separate note in here that's making it not bakery vanilla. It's like a fresh vanilla. And it's kind of like ice, like say you had like a pine, I don't want to say the word pine, but like a tree scent, but you put in like a lot of vanilla to tone down the tree scent. It's kind of in that vein, but I really like it. Like I mostly get the vanilla with just like that hint of woodiness in the background. Like it's really good, and it's very unique. It kind of smells like a lot of vanilla with a hint of wood, but I feel like other people are maybe getting a lot more wood than I am, or maybe something different from it, because I feel like that one's not getting very good like reviews. But I need to watch more warm reviews. I've only watched a couple because I was still working through these and I don't want to sway my opinions really too much, but I feel like that one wasn't getting how like I felt. I felt like people were feeling very differently. So I feel like this is pretty much a favorite among most people because we're all bakery fans. I feel like the people I follow are mostly bakery fans, and it's Crayon Apple Crumble. So this is the only new release that's a bakery. Hopefully we have more bakery things come out from like just as LTOs and things like that. So we have crayon apple, brown sugar, and whipped cream. And it's like a very, like this is pretty dark red, and it's definitely like a lighter, almost like mauve pink kind of. This smells so good. It's literally kind of like carameled apple with a little bit of like a crustiness kind of. This is definitely my favorite. Honestly, when it was going, I was a little bit like, wait a minute, is this gonna replace caramel apple craze for me? But I obviously need to rewarm caramel apple craze, but it is giving me a lot of those feelings. They're not the same, but they're very similar. Like this isn't carameled apple, it's saying it's crayon apple and brown sugar and whipped cream, but they're giving me a lot of the same feeling. So I really like this one. This is definitely my top favorite. So those are the new releases all coming on August 1st. The new catalog will likely just be on the website on August 1st if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I sent some stuff out in Happy Mail to my customers. So if you need any info, just let me know. I'll have all my links down below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video and hanging out with me today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.